Okay, what's up, everybody? I wasn't going to go live today because I got a lot of stuff I need to do, but I wanted to come on here and I want to make a video, and I'm going to use this video to upload on my YouTube channel too. So if you miss it here, you'll get to see it on YouTube. So there is like a young lady here on TikTok who she's really got a bad, she just hates Suboxone. And so she is on a mission to tell everybody about how bad it is. Well, I'm on a mission to share how it helped me. And, you know, I don't have to bash other people to share my story. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. You know, I started in my active addiction. I started using drugs when I was 17 years old. And by the time I was 18, I had a full-blown addiction to methamphetamine and benzos. And shortly after that, I added opiates to the mix. I got addicted really quickly. It was like the moment I tried drugs, they gave me relief. I was searching for something. I was just searching for something, you guys. I just didn't feel like I was like everyone else. I felt so different. I felt so out of place. I just didn't feel right. And so I started abusing drugs and alcohol. Shortly after I started abusing drugs and alcohol, my addiction was progressing like really quickly. Started out with just smoking, and then I was starting with smoking, and then I was snorting, and then I was boofing it, and then I was shooting it. It was like, honestly, it was like one day I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and I was shooting drugs, you know. And right after I started shooting up, you guys, I went to prison. It was probably about 6 months after I started shooting up that I caught my first felony charge. It's my only felony charge, thank God. But I caught that felony charge really, really fast. I caught that felony charge, and I was just like, damn, man, now I'm fucked. You know, they put me on probation, but me being a drug addict, I tried to weasel my way out of every bit of that probation. When they told me I couldn't drink alcohol, I would take pills. When they told me I wasn't supposed to be taking pills, I would drink alcohol. I was trying every combination to stay getting high. And so I got revoked. My probation got revoked, and I went to prison. I did a year in prison, and you know, when you go to prison, you learn how to be a prisoner. You learn how to commit crimes. It's not like you're learning anything good in there. And so I came out of prison, and I paroled out into a sober living home, and I lived there for about a year. And I was a chronic relapser. I relapsed after 9 months of being there, went back into treatment, then came back out of treatment, relapsed, so on and so forth for like maybe 5 or 6 times. I've been to treatment 6 times, prison once, and many different sober living houses. It just wasn't working for me. And so my husband and I met in 2012, and we fell in love. But little did we know we both struggled with the disease of addiction. My husband had been addicted to opiates really a long time, like 20 years when I met him. And so he had already started to begin maintenance treatment when I met him in 2012. But he was doing the methadone maintenance, and it just wasn't working out for him. It wasn't working out for him because I was taking his methadone, and we were abusing it, and we were getting high, and it was just a whole shit show. Well, in 2013, we got pregnant, and we gave birth to my little boy in 2014. And I was high when I gave birth to my son. I was on methamphetamine, I was on methadone, and I was on, methamphetamine, methadone, and a Xanax. I'd taken a Xanax that day. And so I was just fortunate enough that when my son was born, they didn't realize I was high or something. I don't know how I got through that, y'all. I don't know how I got through that. But I got to go home with my little boy, and I had him for 90 days, and then I relapsed. I was able to stay sober for 90 days. And then I relapsed, and I was leaving my son with my mother-in-law. I was staying out all night. And so that's when my friend called Child Protective Services on me, and they took my son. And that is when I went into treatment. I went into treatment for 30 days. I relapsed while I was in treatment. I was taking Xanaxes the first 2 weeks I was in treatment. Like, I don't think people understand, like, I was a hot fucking mess. I just struggled with addiction bad. I've never been able to really get it under control. And when I got out of treatment, my husband had gotten on Suboxone. And I didn't know if I should or not, so I waited. And I waited a couple days, and I was just really struggling with my cravings. And so I went to the doctor and talked to my therapist and talked to my caseworker, and I decided I should get on Suboxone too. And it was the best decision I ever made, because I've never been able to put together any substantial amount of sobriety time. And now I'm almost 6 years sober. July 13th, I'll have 6 years. Okay? July 13th. Okay? And I work and I try to help other people. My mission here is not to talk you into getting on Suboxone. If you don't want to do that, that's up to you. My mission here is to share with you guys what worked for me. Okay? Suboxone saved my life. If you're a drug addict like me, it might save your life too. You know? I have no reason or need to bash anyone to get my story across. Okay? I'm sorry if you don't agree with that. I'm sorry if you had a bad experience. You know, there's a young lady here on TikTok, and she was 17 years old when she got on Suboxone. But she said it in her TikToks that she was abusing the Suboxone, that she was, getting high in between doses or in between visits. And so if you're not taking it responsibly and doing the program like you're supposed to, then of course you're not going to have a good time with it, Yes, ma'am, I'm on 2 milligrams of Suboxone. I've actually was on 12 when I started, and I tapered down to 2 over the last couple of years, and I've kind of just been chilling at 2 milligrams. But, I don't understand, like, what people's malfunction is. Like, I don't need anyone's approval for my sobriety. I used to be real insecure about being on Suboxone. It used to bother me what other people thought, but not anymore, honey. I'm on top of the world. I got a job working with people, helping people get sober. I got a fucking amazing family, a home, a car, a nice backyard, my dogs, my son, all kinds of good stuff in my life. I have no reason to demean anyone else to bring myself up. And if you don't understand the disease of addiction and you comment on my content and ask me why the love for my child wasn't enough for me to get sober, then you don't know shit about addiction. I love those comments from people who obviously haven't went through the gutter. When you've gone through the gutter and you get on Suboxone, you're so fucking grateful. I was fucking homeless, dude. I was fucking jumping in dumpsters and shit. I was fucking sleeping with dudes to get free drugs. I was fucking couch hopping for fucking 7-8 years, okay? My life was fucked. And when I got on Suboxone, I was able to get stability. I was able to change my life. And so I don't care what anyone says about Suboxone. You can't tell me shit, because I know that as long as you're using your medication as prescribed and you are listening to your counselors and your doctors and your sober network, you will be just fine, okay? It's all up to you, okay? And I'm just tired of seeing people, talking shit. It's like, if you don't agree with it, then just block me. If you don't agree with what I'm doing, block me and move the fuck around. I have spent years building my platforms on multiple social medias. Okay. So I have put in my time and my work on social media. If you're just coming into the game and you want to go around bashing on Suboxone and you got a little 1,000 followers over there, then honey, you need to put in the work, because that's what I've been doing. I've been putting in the work all over the recovery community, all over YouTube, all over Facebook, all over Instagram, all over here on TikTok. Okay, I didn't just come out here trying to spread a message without anything backing me. Okay, I have backing, I have experience, I have doctors and fucking physicians backing me. Like, I'm not just talking out of the side of my neck. Okay, Suboxone saved my life. I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't gotten on Suboxone, you guys. I made the choice to get on Suboxone. Nobody made that choice for me. I was not court ordered to get on Suboxone. I was not told I had to get on Suboxone. I was 32 years old when I got on it. I was a grown-ass adult. I can make my own decisions. I will be 40 years old next March. Okay? I'm not a kid anymore. And that is why I chose to get on Suboxone, because I'm not a little kid anymore. I don't have a bounce back left in me. I cannot go out and relapse like you guys can when you're young. I used to when I was young. I could bounce back, go overdose, wake up in a coma, come all out, jump on the streets again, back at it again. I'm old. I have hepatitis C. Okay, I'm overweight. I'm fucking dying over here, y'all. I did a lot of damage to my body in active addiction. Okay, a lot of damage. I don't have nothing. I can't go back. And so if Suboxone helps me to not go back to my life of active addiction, then baby, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Because I don't want my son to never have his mom again. I don't ever want to put my little boy in a bad situation like I did before. I lost my son because of my addiction. And if being on Suboxone helps me, then that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And a lot of you guys can't understand because you haven't been to rock bottom. You haven't lost everything in your life. You haven't had your children taken away. You haven't gotten to a point where you couldn't stop. You know, and so it's easy for you to pass judgment and say, why didn't you love your son enough? Why didn't you do? Why didn't you? You know what I mean? It's just, you can't understand unless you've been down that road, you know, and being young is still, you cannot understand because you're still young. You can still bounce back. You can still, you know, make mistakes and come back from it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. So I just wanted to make this video because I'm sick and tired of seeing this one girl's post. Like, I'm literally about to block her. You know, I don't usually block people, but this girl's on the tip of my tongue getting blocked because everyone has a different reason for getting on Suboxone. Nobody made me get on it. Okay, when I was 17 years old, I wasn't trying to get sober, sweetie. There was no way I was getting on Suboxone. I was living my best life, getting high as hell. Okay, I don't even know. I didn't even fucking go to the doctor when I was 17 years old. I was running the streets. And that's what I don't understand. It's like, to have the privilege to be able to go to a doctor when you're 17 years old, like, you know, and go and get on maintenance medication, my hat's off to you. But I wouldn't have done that at 17. I would have tried to get sober and went in and out of treatment, just like I did. You guys got to also understand, Suboxone was a last-ditch effort for me. I had been in and out of treatment for years. Been in and out of sober livings for years. And so it was a last thing for me. That was what I did. I had done everything. I had tried everything. Suboxone was my last try. And it saved my life. And now I get to help other people who are on Suboxone not feel so alone, not feel like they're being judged. And, you know, if that bothers you, if you feel like I'm some kind of like puppet for the big pharma, I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I'm not a conspiracy person. I don't give a fuck about all that bullshit. I know what worked for me and what saved my life, and I'm here to share my story. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share what worked for me. If it didn't work for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you know? So, anyway, I need to get that off my chest. Now I feel better. I'm going to go pick up my little boy from school, and then I'll come back and we'll do a live stream, okay? I'm sorry, I was just really, you have no idea how annoying it is to have some little twat on your shit commenting stuff that she doesn't even know anything about. You know what I mean? So, I love you guys. I'm here for you if you need me. Send me a DM, and I'm going to go get Nate.